So today on Project Shop, we're gonna be busting down some LEDs. We got these big old lights here. They're super heavy. I'll get a weigh on one of them. I'm pretty sure they were like either 50 or 60 pounds. But what we're gonna do is, Steve had broke a couple down already with the air chisel, and it went really fast. And I'm gonna break one down. We're gonna do kind of a race. See if unscrewing them is a viable way of doing them, or if the air chisel is just gonna be the way to go. So we're gonna knock out a couple of these little lights here and clean off the table, and then we'll get them up there and get set up. All these little screws, man. You got star bits, you got nuts and bolts. There is looking like some stainless hardware. I think he already cleaned this one. Yeah, they're just full of screws, and unfortunately no transformers. So, but it's a lot of heavy cast. I probably only paid 15 cents a pound for them. If we can get 60 cents or more out of them, we'll find out here in a bit. That would be really great. You know, more than, you know, like tripling your money, quadrupling your money. Definitely not want, you know, you don't want to pay a lot of money for these things, because there's a lot of time in cleaning them, you know, and depending on how they receive it, if you have to take out every single screw, you're gonna be here all day with this shit. Okay, we're gonna do a little live head cam action. Show you what I was doing over here with this jaw. So we used to cut the ends off of these ballasts, but I just nip them off now. And it literally opens them right up. Look at that. Really don't even have to go all the way, but you know, if you got a lot of them, it's better than cutting them or beating them open. Well, that's a steel plate.
They're aluminum.
Wow, they're heavy, dude.
Yeah, they're good quality.
Are you sure that's aluminum?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe it's a steel. Man, these are nice. Yeah, keep them. Put them in a goodie bucket. We always have goodie buckets on the table for when we're scrapping. So these are ballasts where as I go through them, I feel the weight on them. They feel heavy enough that there's most likely a copper transformer in there. Now look at this transformer. This is the one where it's like a solid thing around. You have to push this straight down. There's no way of really getting that out other than that. We found these little things inside these. Now these things are already broken, so it's not like I'm releasing gas into the air. But you can use your jaw to just kind of condense everything down and help liberate everything really fast and with minimal effort. I'm all about minimal effort. Just kind of opens the shit right up. Just be careful you don't get your fingers in there. We'll put those with the, I got an ever-growing pile of bores I've been saving. I mean, this here, this could be one day destined for a hammer mill, you know? Let's put these over, yeah, look at these LEDs. Did you try it yet? Where's that?
They're coming off of there.
You're gonna hit them with the gun?
Yeah.
Yeah. Steve's new favorite tool is the air gun. I had this extension cord that had all these things on it. They were brass. I was wondering if I could get that brass out of there in a relatively easy way. Now that's some micro scrapping, but we will recover all that brass. Oh. Oh, see that last one, I cut the bottom open. It's got a little bit of copper in there. What happens when you melt brass and copper? Does the copper separate, or does it turn into, because isn't brass a mixture of like copper and something else? I don't know, but we're gonna save all this for a meltdown. These here got porcelain. I'd say that's a clean brass there, except for the coating. What else we got here? Oh wow, there's a whole... Look at that. Steve, check this out, dude.
What is it?
There's like a stainless mesh. I don't know. See if we can't get the other end open. And all these little balls.
Oh, that's a dryer.
It's a dryer?
Yeah.
Hopefully it's not toxic. You got pliers?
Yeah. Needle nose?
That's perfect. My needle nose are not needling. Look at that, there's a gap in there, man. Hammer.
Yep.
Steve polished the hammer. I think we're gonna have to do is clamp something in there and then give it a whack. Or check it before we go too far. Nope. A little better. Try the other side. I'm gonna break the tip off. Oh, we made it worse. Shit. Hold on. That's what I need to do. Ah, perfect. Now we got some grip. Oh, there's like a whole thing in there. Ah, a little spring. That's stainless. The spring's probably steel. That's probably stainless. No, that's steel too. Well, if you ever want to know what's inside one of them things, there you have it. And if your scrapyard gives you crap about it, there is magnetic shit in there. Wow. Okay. So, what do we got here? Oh wow, there's a little transformer down in there. You know, if you guys remember back when I got that first jaw, it's actually still over there. Look at that. Little contact. Wow. Little contactor, dude. I guess that's what all these are. Let's check this one, see if this has got that stuff in it too. It just had like a siphon tube in there or something. No, that was it. Okay. Now, this whole mess here, I'm gonna melt this down, I think. Look at all this goo. Oh, that's nasty. It's actually some good stuff. When I used to cut concrete, I used to keep stuff like this. I used to drill big holes through, you know, if you're drilling a hole through something like in a high rise and they have a pilot hole, your saws, your drill is using water. If you don't plug that hole, you're just letting your water go down. It's not really helping your saw out. So I used to keep like plumber's putty and whatnot on hand. Let's just condense this down a little bit. Now, looks like a solid block there. Oh. Ah, look at that. It's got brass in there. That's pretty heavy too. That was a big solid chunk of brass in there. We'll throw this in like a brass meltdown. I don't know if it's gonna matter if you melt brass with copper. It's just gonna have a higher copper content. Probably better for it. That's a big old brass knuckle there. Now you could sit here and clean this up. This stuff would be number one. I actually did a video on how to do this really fast with a pair of cutters like this and a vise. It would actually be faster than what I'm doing right here. Just condense that down a little bit. Okay. All right, this needs to be clean. I'll get the grinder out, or the sawzall, or whatever. I could just, oh, this is what I want to do. Look at this. It's like a steel coil. Not stainless. Huh. I'll condense this down a little bit. I might be able to put that in the vise and get that copper off of there. Oh, that's interesting. I've never seen that before. I don't know what the, why they would do that. Okay. I mean, I'd hate to throw all this rubber in the kiln, but you could probably just throw this in. Would that rubber float to the top or burn away? I'm sure it would be really toxic. I literally have a whole drum over there. That's extruded aluminum. And that's a nice chunk there too. I'll probably try to unscrew this one. If you can unscrew it, I did a video, get them screws out. This stuff comes apart pretty easy. Where's my, I had built a custom I had a custom thing I cut down. Steve, what happened to that screwdriver end that I whacked off? Oh, here it is. That's it. Just need a drill. You want the vise?
Yeah. Didn't we have another one around here?
Another vise? Yeah, right there. You can use that one. Shit. Already stripped. Okay. It's a nice piece there. I wonder if, I mean, I'd say that's, if it doesn't crack. Man, I'd say that's extruded. If that was cast, it would have already cracked. Okay. These rusty ass screws, you only really got one shot. Yeah, this is serious micro scrapping. Okay. That ain't bad. I can get that whole plate off. Oh no. See? It only takes 1 second before you strip out a screw and then mess up your whole process. That ain't doing nothing. What do you think, man?
They ain't gonna let us have it. How the hell did you get me never to those? Did it crack off a couple of pins?
Man, I could probably nip this thing with the cutter. Yeah, let me see it. Yeah, that's a big chunk of extrusion right there.
We only have 2 of them here. Not like this.
See? And that's the problem. All those screws go right in there. Oh. Man, this thing is heavy when you got to pick it up. What do you think, man? How the hell do you open that?
I don't know, man. I'm not sure how.
Oh, there's Phillips on the backside, Steve.
Huh?
There's Phillips on the backside in the corners.
I'm just going to crack the glass.
Yeah, that's what I would do.
I don't think we got a chance of putting them in.
We might be able to get this clean. If I can get these off in a reasonable manner. Can't really get to the other side. Bam, that's what I'm talking about. That thing is so much heavier when it's not on the tool balancer.
You get it?
Yeah, if you could just get those,
I can get those easy.
let me see if I can't just touch this up a little bit. Oh, it's like an explosion. Shit, man, I say that's clean cast. Throw that right in with the sheet. That's copper on one side, but mainly aluminum. Interesting. Okay, back to my thing. All right, got one strip screw, unfortunately, but maybe you can get that off. There you go. See, if you don't disturb these like I did there, they'll come right out. And then you have, and then disturbed it there. Shit. Bam, that's a nice chunk of extrusion right there. Okay. These are aluminum. I wonder if I should start saving these. Maybe someone can find a way of refining that gold. Okay, we actually had to take this thing apart, and I was going to video, but I was eating a sandwich and Steve came out here and put this back together. There was like grit in it, and it was just like not letting the little valve stay closed or something. But she's hitting hard now. It was varying like it would hit, then you'd pull the trigger, air would just bypass, and then it wasn't hitting strong, but hopefully it'll be good enough. What we're gonna do real quick now is I'm gonna go through this stuff. I think that drum over there has some transformers and stuff that needs to be processed. I'm actually gonna weigh this stuff, see where we're at. Steve's taking apart our powder coating furnace. That's all real stainless steel. And we're just tired of pushing in and out of here, so we're gonna scrap it and make a whole new thing. And like I said, I'm gonna weigh this stuff because I had taken some stuff to the scrapyard last time, and I don't think the weights were off, but something else was a little funny. And I actually made a video on it, but I didn't drop it. So we're gonna find out if I'm gonna drop that other video or not tomorrow, because if the same thing happens, I'm dropping that first video, and then you'll see why. But I'm gonna get the time lapse up, let Steve tear this down, and then we're gonna get back into scrapping in the shop and pull some transformers, and then we're gonna strip this barrel of wire. It's a little, some spaghetti in there, a couple little nuggets. I've got some little choice pieces, and then yeah, hopefully we'll get a little nugget. Copper went up, and then it went back down, so I want to get rid of this stuff while it's still kind of up, and you know, not lose too much money.
For the ocean, I'm at the bottom of the sea.
Okay, we're getting on these LED lights, and these things are absolutely tedious. Okay, first of all, I was going to try to do a comparison of unscrewing this versus using the air chisel. There was no comparison because these things were just breaking bits. There's no way you're going to unscrew these, and even these little ones on the backside are even worse. So literally the only way to effectively get this stuff apart is with an air chisel, and I'm going to show you exactly what we've been going through here, because this is kind of crazy. Put this right here. This is a lot of work. Even if I brought this down to my end, leaving this much on here would be a stretch. We're going to clean them. We're going to sell this at the other place, which they're probably expecting a little cleaner stuff. No way you could have unscrewed those screws that fast. part, there's screws underneath here. So we gotta knock these out. Woo! See that? Hiding those screws. But this is some heavy cast, man. These pieces are heavy. 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess you could say 5 different pieces that you got to unscrew. Now, and you have these double drivers in here. Okay. You just get a pry bar and pry that out. There's a star bit or Allen key down there. We've just been kind of prying them out of there. With this, these being close to the ocean or something, you could see all the corrosion. And maybe these were first gen LEDs, I don't know, but you can see this, these are not made to maintain. If one of these little pods went bad, there's no way you're going to get all them screws out without breaking tons of bits, stripping them out, having to drill them. These are just not made to maintain. I mean, they're made maybe to swap that ballast out or that driver, but that's it, you know? And then who knows how long that's going to last. You ready? All right, so we got a whole stack of these. My arm's already tired, but we're going to put the time lapse on, blow through all these. I will set one aside, maybe one Steve. I think Steve already broke all the fins off of most of them, but just to get a weight on how much these things weighed as is.
You got 3 pounds to it. I pulled the knuckles off, the nuts and fins off.
Oh, you pulled knuckles off already. Oh yeah, I see. Yeah. Yeah, we'll weigh one of these before the end here. But I'm gonna get a time lapse and we're just gonna shred through these real quick. This is definitely a 2-man operation and some tedious shit. This is all the crap we're getting out of it.
That's a heavy can.
Paper, man. Why? What the heck they got paper in there for? And then this is the little aluminum with copper coated. They must have electroplated some copper on there for these little LEDs. Each one of these little LEDs has a little snow globe looking thing on it. Very interesting. And that looks like a little chunk of copper. Huh. I'm wondering if shredding these up or melting these, you could separate that copper and aluminum. No?
There's enough in there to mess with.
Yeah.
You need
All right.
a million of that.
Yeah, 1 million of them. We're just gonna blow through this. These are the ones we've done already. They're just big, heavy chunks of cast aluminum. And all that is, you know, if you think about it, that's your light. And that whole thing is nothing but a big heat sink. And they tell you, you know, if LEDs are getting that hot, they got to be pulling energy. It's like, why are they getting so hot? They're not lasting, I can tell you that, because I'm getting a ton of them. And after doing this, I'm not buying these as HID prices no more, which I used to pay 15 cents a pound. I think I'm going to buy these as a steel price. You know? Yeah, 8 or 9 cents a pound. It's just not worth it, man. This is too much work. If I got to sit here and do this much work to clean these up, yeah, we're going to change our pricing a little bit. Okay, we're back at it. It's the next day and we blew through just about all of that stuff. We've been on it for a little while now, but I figured we'd weigh this last one up, see how much it weighs, and then take the 3 individual, actually there's 4 big parts, and then we have this old HID. Hopefully we'll get another transformer out of it. We got a couple transformers up on the table, not much. I am saving some of this stuff for a future meltdown. Before I do melt anything else, whoops, I will be making new tongs, so we're kind of waiting on that. Otherwise I'd already be melting it. So I'm gonna get this over here on the scale. See if I can't get a weight on it. I'm pretty sure these things weighed like 50 or 60 pounds when I bought them. And these chunks are just absolutely massive. But we are taking a lot of stuff off. Zero. Yeah, okay, so they were 50 pounds. 51. And Steve took some things off of this already and knocked a bunch of fins. I doubt that was more than like a pound. So we'll just say they were 52 pounds when we started, you know. So I'm gonna put this up over here. Put my earplugs in because this is freaking loud. And I'll show you after doing like 20 of them, I kind of got myself in a good little rhythm. So definitely with these LED, an air hammer is an absolute must. Now this one here, that's Steve's. He said he paid, would you pay $400 for it? Or more?
But I got that little quick release.
Oh yeah, so yeah, the quick release is really nice. But this is a cheap little Harbor Freight one. I probably paid 20 bucks or whatever this is. This actually did an okay job. It just doesn't hit as hard as this. So we've been using that one and that thing's just been knocking it out. Put my safety glasses on because we got shit flying everywhere. I'm going to be cleaning up little pieces of cast and plastic, and these are actually all stainless screws coming off of here. We're knocking the heads off and they're just flying everywhere. Okay. I had to put a clamp on the back of the table and stack 2 of them so I got something to push against, because it was getting kind of tiring holding this thing. You know, now, first let's knock the driver out of it. And then sometimes one of these has to screw out. If not, I'm taking this here and just cracking that and getting in here. Bam. Ballast is done for the drivers. Definitely gonna need a good air compressor for this. The end's getting dull, but we've been doing tons of these things. So on these plates, what I'm doing is there's 3 screws in a row. I'm getting 3 and I'm bending it up. Getting 3 and bending it up. If you try to go more than that, you wind up getting this stuck underneath of it. Like that. The only problem that sucks every once in a while, it gets stuck down in there. You gotta kind of manhandle it. Okay, that's it. So there's still a little bit we got to do to these.
Pile of stainless.
Unscrewing all these stainless screws. We got a whole pile of stainless screws in our little goodie bucket, and we kept a bunch of these, so that kind of makes up for all the tediousness, but it is way more tedious than just a regular HID light. I have one over there I'm about to break down. I'll probably be done in, I don't know, let's see how well it goes. Then we're gonna have to clean up all this stuff. Look at all this stainless. I don't even know how we're gonna recover that. I might get the blower up here and blow a lot of this stuff away. You know, it would be a shame to, there's really no way, even if I put like a shield, this stuff was literally flinging up against everything. I mean, there's little screws everywhere. We're going to be finding these stainless screws, and they're stainless. They're not sticking to that maggot. But let's see how old HID goes. Oh, this has got a transformer. Man, it stinks in here. One thing about these things, or about the LEDs, I won't have to worry about finding dead birds, bugs, lizards. There's really nowhere for them to go. Yeah, this is full of like dead bugs. This thing stinks. This is much quieter. stainless washers, cast aluminum, piece of extruded, and prepared steel. And that's pretty much it. Unlike those other lights, we're going to get some recoverable copper wire. This is the number 1. I'll strip this. Okay. There we go. Pratt. Number 2 insulated. Looks to be 50-50, 1 copper, 1 aluminum coil, but we like those. We'll take it. Better than double aluminum. And then a little bit of glass and sheet. Just give that porcelain a little love tap. Okay, brass, we'll throw that with our brass we did earlier. And that actually has little brass inserts. And that little piece of aluminum is extruded, but I ain't gonna waste the time trying to get that off. I'm just gonna send that as it is. And that's that. That's our huge mess we got. We got these 2. Oh, I forgot to knock the rest of them off. That was the one that fell on the ground. Oh, I got one more to do, so my bad. So that's it for the lights. We're gonna get this pretty much kind of cleaned up. I got to go through this drum and this drum. I think there's transformers in the bottom here. A couple in the bottom of there, not much. Probably 3 or 4 or whatever. We're gonna get them on the table. We're gonna process them real quick. That's not gonna take but maybe 15-20 minutes, if that. And then we're going to strip some wire. We got a bucket of wire over here. It's got some nuggets in it. Some more aluminum. I'm going to look around. I think that's all the scrap, man. We're trying to get the scrap out of the shop. We've been doing pretty good at blowing through a bunch of stuff. I have some iron aluminum here. I'm not sure what's in here. I got to go through here. Look at all this brass. Probably get that up on the table, clean this up. Some old school brass sprinklers. These ones are cool, man. You can set these. We used to have these as kids in our yard. Anyway, this is what we got on the trailer. We broke down our powder coating oven. We got a bunch of stainless, like 130 pounds of real stainless steel. And we have over 1,000 pounds of aluminum sitting on the trailer right now. That stuff is heavy. And we got more coming. I think I weighed all this stuff already. It's somewhere around, I think we got $900 sitting on the trailer as it is. We're gonna break down the rest of that stuff in here. We're gonna try to step it up to about, I don't know, maybe $1,500 we wanna try to get today. We'll set a $1,500 goal. I think we can get there pretty easy, especially if we strip that wire. I'm gonna try to hit the scrap yard at the end of the day. I do got a couple little pieces of extruded sitting over here, and we'll keep that separate. I weigh none of the ballast, and there's some iron, aluminum, steel. We'll bring some steel with us too, so we should definitely hit that 1,500 mark, if not more. We might be able to scrounge something else up. I don't know, but I'm trying to get all this cleaned up because I have to go to Jacksonville and pick some stuff up, and then I have another job I think coming up in Daytona. They're 2 small jobs, but they're for the company that I kind of get the stuff for free, so I got to go get it. And they have 2 massive jobs coming up in Miami, which I like. That kind of makes up for the far jobs that aren't as profitable. When they have a local job that's got a ton of stuff, I usually make out really good. So we're gonna get cleaned up, crack some transformers, get some copper on the board, because we've been messing with nothing but aluminum, and bump those numbers up. I'll tell you where we're going, right to the scrapyard. Dancing. You ever seen a copper dance before? I'm not spending the time to clean this stuff. For the couple extra cents, it ain't worth it for me. I'll take it down to Miami. I do have customers down there anyway, so it's not going to be a thing for me to bring the aluminum down there. You know, like stuff like this. Are they going to say stuff about stuff like that? Are they going to consider this extrusion? Or, you know, sometimes like this stuff I wouldn't consider extrusion, maybe even that, but that is straight up extrusion right there, you know. So we're gonna find out today.